Welcome back to another episode of the Ironman 70.3 Maryland training series. So, not too much today in terms of us right here. I got a Zwift race that I recorded that I kind of commentated over, that I jump around to like more of the highlights of the race, but I try and keep it cut in a way that makes sense and try to give you some insights into what a race kind of looks like, because I do them so frequently and they're a large part of my training. So I wanted to finally get around to recording one of those and getting that posted. It was a lot harder to speak and to race than I thought. It was a very challenging race, about 12 miles, and it was good. It was like 21 people that showed up for the race, and it was really fun. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but basically just to kind of recap the week, we're 6 weeks out. We had another successful week of training. I logged a long ride on Friday, got a couple runs in. Everything's going according to plan. I also had my April swim test, and I'm looking here. So my April swim test was 1 hour nonstop swimming, and I beat my threshold of 150 per 100, and I got it down to 147. So I know you probably never heard me talk about swimming before on this channel. It seems like it's the only thing I talk about because I think I've just been trying to, really focus on that weakness of mine, because I know that's where I struggle the most. Everything else with like running and biking is coming along very well. So really successful swim for the April test, and I got another long one tomorrow, and that's an hour and 20. So that hopefully I'll get around 4,500 yards, and that'll be my longest swim. So I'll be sure to update you on that next episode. But I'm stoked. Okay, that's all I have. So I will cue the race. If you have any questions, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I know we might have some new people here. I saw about 30 views on my last episode. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for following along. This has definitely been a very fun little series that I've been doing, and I hope that I can continue to do it down the road for the races to come. So like I said, thanks for your support, and if you want to keep following along, be sure to subscribe. All right, peace. 4, 3, 2, 1. Every Zwift race starts with a pretty hectic start. Everyone's pushing around 4, 5, 6 watts per kilo, so it's good to try and keep up with these guys at the start, push a little bit out of our comfort zone, so that way when things settle in, we're still in a good position to fight at the end. So you kind of see a couple things popping up over the screen. There's drafting dynamics that I've talked about in the past, and obviously you have all your data throughout the screen there in the top left and the center, and then it kind of gives you a good understanding of the course profile. Before climbs, it's good to get front middle of the peloton, because then as you are getting past during the climb, if you're a weaker climber like me, you actually still catch the drafting benefits of everyone passing you. So yeah, it looks like I'm getting passed right now, but I'm actually trying to play this a little bit conservatively. And once we get over the hill, I can do just a little bit of a push, and I'm right back in the game. Get some water here. If I'm able to keep up in a lower gear, higher RPMs, I'm going to do that. But as soon as I need to, I can rip a high gear, get the glutes involved. But higher cadence usually allows me to keep my heart rate a little bit more steady. Short little uphill and then a downhill here, because you also get the climbing details that are coming in the immediate seconds, right in the center of your screen, but you also obviously, like I said, you have the route map. So so you can try and plan accordingly when to back off, when to know when to kind of push a little bit to get in the right position. But I love where my position's at. Heart rate's good, legs feel good. We're 6 minutes in. I grab some water. I didn't think talking and writing would be so hard, but as this race goes on, I think I'll probably be a little bit more quiet, not speak as much, but yeah, we're not even really focused on any particular numbers here in terms of power, heart rate, calories. We're just looking to be competitive and focus on being a smart cyclist. And I feel good right now, so a little extra push here. You can kind of see too, on the right side of your screen, it shows you the immediate feedback in watts per kilo of what your fellow cyclists or people around you are pushing. So when you see their numbers go from gray to white, white to orange, which you might see at some point in this race, you'll see it's good to keep that in mind and match that. So like right there, everything just shot up to 4 or 5, more bold font. So then we just make sure we match that to not fall back too far. 3 miles in, and these are going to be the hardest efforts here on these short little climbs before the sprint markers, which are in green at the top of each hill where you get a power up. So I don't want to waste this one, so I think right before we get to that marker, I'm going to hit this, get some of the benefits here on this last little incline. Good, now we recover. I got another feather, which is good for me. I'm a little bit in the cycling world, I'm a little heavy actually, so I much prefer the feather instead of the downhill power up, since I'm already kind of getting the benefit being a little bit heavier per pound, I guess, in terms of my power to weight ratio. Catch my breath here in the downhill. 8 miles. Great position. Heart rate recovered. For the next climb. Kind of snuck out here. Got my nose a little bit too far out in front. I'm not worried about that guy right now. It's still over 7.5 miles, so I'll let the peloton do the hard work. But trying to maintain this position, knowing I got this short climb coming up. Right there's good. Alright, last little push here. So the recovery. Gonna upshift a little bit. Don't have the power up at this point. As I see we got that short incline at the end that I'm sure these guys are saving up for. Probably gonna see like 7-8 watts for in this category, maybe 5 watts per kilo for the last half mile, which under fresh conditions I think I can manage, but I'm already being tested a little bit here about halfway through the race, so just no need to chase anything. Knowing that I'm already pushing on these uphills a little bit, we just want to be as conservative as possible and not let anything foolish happen. Alright, great position for this climb. Let's stay on top of it early here. Good. Stay behind this guy. Some people using the power up a little early. It's all preference, but my coach just always recommends, unless you're in absolute danger and you're about to break, it's better to hold off. I think honestly I'm going to wait for that last little orange section right before the downhill, because I'm feeling pretty good here. I like where I'm at. Get this power up. Okay, got two more of those efforts. That one tested me a little. Remember, this is a recovery section. Everyone's back down to, their 3s and their 2s, watts per kilo, so we're just gonna focus on good breathing. Really using the diaphragm just to help get that heart rate under control. The legs don't matter. If it hurts, good. Just want to make sure we're getting oxygen to them. I used my anvil there. I was actually able to get a good recovery. Leading the race on accident, but just recovering here now. Alright, I think I can hang. I only got 4 miles left. It's going to be a bit of a test, but I think I can hang with these guys, at least till the last push. So we'll see. Even power here, just matching what's in front. Just being mindful that this one's going to hurt a little bit. I don't have any power up. These guys are capable. So I'm right there. Alright, sitting in 6th. 7th place, so excellent. No need to mess around up front. Honestly, been doing that a little bit too much. We're just trying to blend in right now. We came around that turn around 40 miles an hour last time, so I think everybody's, trying to understand the dynamics and get a sense of how the other riders are feeling. That last climb, not this past one, but 2 times ago, we really pushed there. And we carried some speed down that hill, and we were going 40. We were going 2 mile an hour slower, so I think everybody's either resting for this final kick or they're starting to feel the fatigue. As am I, but it's good to know I'm not alone. It's also hot outside, so these windows that are open are doing absolutely nothing other than giving me fresh air, which is fun, but also maybe not good for my allergies. I did take an antihistamine and some nasal spray. It's the small things. But right at 2 miles, it's not a bad idea to try and make a break, but I just think that all these guys in the peloton are look a little too fast for a breakaway at 2 miles, but we'll see if it ends up paying off. Alright, I will probably be going mute for this last 0.8. It's going to be a little dicey. Heart rate's not really coming down. Legs feel good. Just going to give it all we got.
They're going to be sorry they were ever born.
Ooh.
All of them.
W. Look, beat them up just like it's WWW. Promise you, why would I trouble you? Yeah, look, you cannot see what's in front of you. You cannot see what's in front of you. Yeah, promise that you get to running to if you knew what's about to come to you. It's about to get real dangerous. 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 Yeah, watch out, pop out, black out, wop out, beat 'em up, knock out. I had to see with it. I had to comfort their head and cover their necks at the same time. I had to take out the ref. I make my own rules when it's game time.
The one they was talking about when they warned you about going out in the dark. Now that you're wild, I promise your mama, I promise my
That's a race. Second place. Really strong effort there. Alright, hope you enjoyed that. That sucked. I know by now I put that off because talking and racing is very hard. Alright, peace.